Have you ever wanted your life to change fast? Have you ever pushed so hard that everything broke apart? This is the story of a prince who tried to force his way to victory. Until patience showed him a door he could not see before. He thought patience was waiting and doing nothing. He learned it was the strongest action of all. The prince's name was Aaron. He was quick. Quick to run, quick to decide, quick to speak. He believed speed was strength. He wanted to be the kind of leader who fixed everything fast. His teacher, Guru Sora, was the opposite. He moved like a slow river. He spoke like gentle rain. He could sit and watch a bird for 10 minutes and still learn something new. Aaron hated waiting. He saw it as a waste. He would say, "If I act now, I win now." Sora would smile and answer, "If you act right, you win forever." Their days began at dawn. Sora would hand Aaron small tasks. Carry this bowl of water across the courtyard without spilling. Aaron would sprint, spill, and come back soaked. Again, Sora would say. One morning, Sora gave Aaron a tiny seed. "Plant this, water it once a day, sit with it for a little while. Watch it grow." Aaron laughed. "A seed? That will take weeks." Sora nodded. "Good." Aaron did it anyway. He watered, he waited. He stared at dirt. He felt silly. He tried to rush it. He poured extra water. He poked the soil. Sora took his hand and said softly, "Trust the time it needs." Days passed. A small green head finally broke the soil. Aaron felt something new, a slow kind of pride, a glow that did not shout. It whispered Sora saw the change. Some things grow faster when you stop trying to pull them up. Patience is not empty time. Patience is the space where truth can appear. Aaron nodded, but deep inside he still wanted fast results. He thought, if I can be patient with small things, I can go fast with big things. He did not know that life had a test ready for him. A test of water, a test of waiting, a test that would touch every life in the kingdom. Then came the dry wind. The river lowered. Wells coughed up mud. The ground cracked like old skin. The fields cried for rain that did not come. The people came to the palace gates. They needed help fast. The king was ill, resting. Aaron stepped forward. "I will fix this," he said. He felt the weight and the rush. He wanted to act now. Sora stood by him. "Move with care," he said. "Water is a patient teacher." Aaron ordered a great dam at once. "Block the canyon," he said. "Store what is left. We will release it when we choose." He sent builders. He pushed them. He slept at the site. He wanted to prove he could save them. Sora visited and looked at the rocks. He looked at the riverbed. He knelt and pressed his ear to the ground. He watched ants marching along the dust. He listened like the earth had a voice. "Prince," he said, "this ground is hollow in places. A hard dam may crack. The water wants a path. It may be under your feet. We must map it. We must move with it, not against it." Aaron shook his head. "People are thirsty today. We cannot wait for maps." He built the dam faster. He called more hands. He dragged stone by stone into place. He felt strong. He felt in control. For a moment, it looked like victory. But the first test came at night. A sudden strain, a tremble in the rocks, a crack like lightning through the wall. The dam groaned and then gave way. Water burst through, wild and angry, and then silence. The riverbed lay empty and broken. The stored water lost in a rush. Villagers shouted. Builders hung their heads. Aaron stood frozen, his clothes heavy with cold splash, his chest tight. He could not breathe. He had tried to help. He had made it worse. Sora found him on the edge of the broken wall. He placed a hand on Aaron's shoulder. "This is not the end," he said. "This is a door." "A door to what?" Aaron asked, voice thin. "A door to patience," Sora said. "You cannot bend water by force. You can only guide it if you understand it. Will you listen to it now?" Aaron closed his eyes. He was tired of fighting the world, tired of pushing. He said, "Teach me." Sora took Aaron to the dry plain at dusk. "Leave your tools," he said. "Bring your ears. Bring your eyes. Bring your breath." They walked. They stopped. They listened. At first there was nothing. Just wind, just dust. Just the ache of failure. "Listen longer," Sora said. Aaron slowed his breath. He felt his heartbeat ease. He placed his ear to the ground like Sora had done. At first he heard his own blood, then a faint trickle, like a whisper, like a secret. He lifted his head. "There," he said. "Under the old fig roots," Sora smiled. "Good." They marked the spot. They mapped the line the ants had walked. They followed dips in the land. They placed small stones to test direction. They dug shallow channels, not deep cuts. They waited for night dew to show wet trails on the soil. They watched which way the dampness crawled. Night after night, Aaron returned. He moved slow. He moved with respect. He learned to hold back his strength until it mattered. He learned to give time a chance to speak. They found it. A hidden spring. Not loud, not proud. A quiet eye of water below the surface, held in a pocket of rock, leaking through the roots. They coaxed it, not forced it, into small channels, then into covered clay pipes to keep it cool. They tested the flow. They saw the pattern. They smiled without cheering. Aaron called the builders back. This time, he spoke differently. "We will not build one hard wall," he said. "We will build many gentle hands." He asked for terraces on the hills to hold rain when it came. He asked for slow-release gates made of woven reed and clay, easy to repair. He asked for shade trees to protect the paths. He asked for patience at every step. The people watched him. They saw how he measured twice and cut once. They saw how he listened to the old farmers, to the women who carried water, to the children who walked the fields barefoot and knew where the soil felt cool. Water began to move. First a trickle, then a thread. Then thin streams guided into the village pools. The empty wells rose by inches. The fields touched green again around the edges, like a smile slowly returning to a face. One evening, as the first terrace filled and held its shape, Aaron stood with Sora. The prince's hands were dirty. His tunic was stained. He looked tired in a good way. He looked peaceful for the first time. "I thought strength was speed," Aaron said. Sora nodded. "Strength is choosing the right speed." Aaron looked at the flowing water. He understood. Not in his head only, in his bones. Weeks passed. The system held. The small channels fed the fields. The terraces kept the soil from slipping away. The shade trees cooled the paths and slowed the wind. The people slept better. They knew their wells would not run dry overnight. The king recovered strength and came to see the work. He looked at his son, covered in dust, smiling quietly. "You have grown," he said. Aaron bowed. "I learned to wait," he answered. "I learned to listen." Sora watched the two of them and said nothing. His silence was a gift. It gave room for the moment. Aaron did more than bring water. He brought patience into the way the kingdom solved problems. When a road cracked, they did not just fill the hole. They looked at the root beneath the road and lifted the weight off it. When a dispute rose in the market, they did not shout over each other. They took turns to speak, then took a walk, then returned with cooler thoughts. When a child struggled to learn to read, they did not force more hours. They changed the method, gave rest, and came back the next morning with a new story. The people saw the pattern. Patience was not delay. Patience was wise action in good time. One evening, Aaron and Sora sat in the garden where the first seed had been planted. The plant now climbed a small stick, leaves broad and open, ready to hold light. "Master," Aaron said, "why does patience work like this?" Sora tapped his staff on the soil, light and kind. "Because life has its pace," he said. "When you rush against it, you fight the current and drown. When you match it, you travel far with less pain. Patience is not doing nothing. Patience is doing what is needed, then allowing time to do its part." Aaron looked at his hands. He had once wanted fast applause. Now he wanted steady good. He realized he was ready to lead. To you, listening now, your life might feel dry. Your plans might have cracked. You may be trying to push your way to change. Hear this, patience is not weakness. It is strength with wisdom. Slow down enough to hear the ground. Map the flow. Make many gentle hands instead of one hard wall. The solution you need might already be moving under your feet. Moral, patience is not waiting without action. Patience is right action at the right pace. If this story touched your heart, take a breath right now. Ask yourself, where do I need patience today? What can I do slowly and well instead of fast and wrong? If you felt the lesson, share it with someone who is rushing through a hard moment. Like this video, leave a comment with one place you will practice patience this week, and subscribe to Tales of Light for more stories that guide, heal, and inspire. Your support helps these lessons reach those who need them most. Thank you for listening. Walk with patience, win with wisdom.